Hi, this is Michael Angel, and I'm going to be naming two theories. I made these theories to try and explain why the tragedy of Tim McLean happened. So for those of you who don't know the story, here's a quick version of the story. The story goes like this. Vince Lee is an Asian guy. He took a bus, then he sat next to this guy named Tim McLean. Then everyone in the bus realized that Vince Lee was talking to himself and going insane. Vince Lee then stood up and was walking back and forth in the middle of the aisle of the bus, and then he kneeled down on the seat next to Tim McLean and pulled out a knife and then shanked McLean in the neck. The man was then barricaded in the bus because the bus driver pushed an emergency procedure button after everyone ran out of the bus, leaving Vince Lee locked in the bus. Authorities were then called, and then Vince Lee was arrested. Vince Lee then said that God told him to kill Tim McLean because Tim McLean was an alien. Vince Lee then pled insanity at court, and then the judge sent him to an institution home, pretty much an institution for crazy people. So he didn't go to jail, he was just sent to a madhouse. Vince Lee was then released after 6 years. They let him go because, he's just crazy. And now we treated him with medicine, so now we can let him go. I find it odd because usually people are put in prison for life. So that's another reason why I made some conspiracy theories to try to explain this entire crazy situation. So here it goes. Here are two theories that explain why the hell this happened. So here it goes. Theory number one. Vince Lee was an assassin, and everything that happened on March 5, 2009 was just a cover-up. Here are two reasons why I think that it was assassination. One, he left a letter to his mom before he left his house. Already, that's a red flag. Think about it. In movies and in real life, when someone is about to do something that's very horrible that can lead them to going to jail, they always leave a note. Dear mom, if you see this, I am dead or in prison, right? Like before you rob a bank or you kill someone, or before you visit someone who you think is going to kill you, you leave a note. So as you can see, that's a red flag there. And then witnesses also said that Vince Lee was nervous walking back and forth down the aisle. Well, people only do that when they're thinking to themselves, when they're hesitant to do something, when they want to do something, but they're hesitant to do it. How many people do you see get nervous like that? Or they rob a bank. You can see, obviously, he was planning this. And then there's another reason, one more reason why I think that it was assassination. He got off early, because as soon as he left his mom, he got on the bus, took off, but he got off a few hours before his bus stopped. It's almost as if he was trying to cover up his tracks or something. Okay, so we gave a couple of reasons as to why Vince Lee was an assassin. So, who was he hired by? He was probably hired by the US military or the CIA to kill Tim McLean, probably because Tim McLean was some hacker. We don't know the stories behind it. Maybe Tim McLean was a hacker, discovered some secrets from the CIA, was going to expose them. Or maybe Tim McLean worked for the military or CIA and was going to expose the secrets, so that he was assassinated. I also forgot to mention another reason why Vince Lee was probably an assassin. We hear it all the time. Assassin is sent, kill someone, and if they're caught doing it and they go to prison, immediately they're released. Don't you find it strange that Vince Lee was released? You can see the government was involved. Nobody gets released after murdering someone unless you're an assassin that works for the CIA, because we've all seen serial killers who don't work for the CIA. They get arrested, they go to prison for life, they get put to death. Theory number two, Tim McLean was chosen by God to do something, but his luck ran out. Simple butterfly effect. Chose to get on the wrong bus, or chose to go on a trip at the wrong moment, the wrong time. Tim McLean was then spotted by a possessed man named Vince Lee. Vince Lee then sat next to Tim McLean. Vince Lee was probably even on drugs. You see, preachers warn us about this. They say that the devil can easily possess us when we're high off of hardcore drugs. So the question is, why did Vince Lee choose to sit next to Tim McLean? He could have sat anywhere else, but he chose to sit next to Tim McLean. Maybe a voice in Vince Lee's mind talking to him, or see the devil. So then Vince Lee sat next to him. Vince Lee then started hallucinating and probably saw fire coming out of Tim McLean's face. And then he heard a voice saying, Filthy is the devil. He's an alien. Save the planet. If you don't kill him, he's gonna kill you. So then Vince Lee felt remorse. He didn't want to do it. That's why he was walking back and forth down the aisle. But then he got himself to do it, because maybe part of him felt like he was saving the world. We can learn from this story. We need to stay away from druggies, people who are high, constantly getting high off of drugs, because the devil can easily possess these people and order these people to murder you, so you do not fulfill the destiny that God has planned for you. Alright, now it's time to answer some questions that most of you are going to have in the end of this video. You're going to be asking, if Vince Lee was an assassin, then why did he go crazy in the bus and start eating Tim McLean's body and raising his body, showing everyone in the bus what he was doing? Well, maybe this was part of the act. Maybe the CIA told him to act like a hooligan to convince the public, to convince authorities that he was mentally ill. And if he did this, then they would be able to make a deal with the judge so that Vince Lee can plead insanity and he could immediately be released. Most of you will ask, if Vince Lee was not an assassin and he was just possessed by a demon, how did he track down the chosen boy, Tim McLean? Well, demons know everything about us. They know where we are, what we're doing. They know everything about us. So, chances are Vince Lee was possessed. Chances are that voice that was telling him to do all that crazy stuff was talking to Vince Lee the minute Vince Lee left his house to go to the bus station to do that horrible thing to that boy. Chances are the voice in Vince Lee's mind was talking to him when Vince Lee was at his house, telling him where to go and what to do. The voice in Vince Lee's mind probably told him to get off before his bus stop, to wait and catch that bus that Tim McLean was going to be on. It's almost as if the voice in his mind was guiding Vince Lee throughout the entire story. So that's enough of this story for today. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.